So I'm really excited to hear about your Kathy Ireland profile. It's such a who knew story.
Absolutely.
Who knew in terms of having her hands in so many pots, but also who knew that you can go from this to being a maybe billionaire. But it hasn't always been easy.
No, I think that, you raised such a good point. When you look at women, and especially supermodels, and they get so very objectified in the media, for somebody who has been in that situation, as she says, she was always told to shut up and pose, essentially.
Right.
And for her to sort of take that different role where she's behind the camera and she's the one who's sort of directing what happens, and she is. I mean, she's the CEO of this big company. Like you said, that doesn't come easily.
Right.
She has to battle against, this perception that people have of her, of the swimsuit model, of somebody wearing a bathing suit, and all the associations that men have with a woman on the cover of a magazine wearing a bathing suit. It was hard for her to be taken seriously a lot when she was building her career, and it's still an issue for her.
And you've interacted with her, you've watched her. What kind of businesswoman is she?
She's a serious businesswoman. A great story that she tells is when she was first trying to get her furniture into the Nebraska Furniture Mart, which is an important location. It's a company that's owned by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. She had her furniture on show, and the CEO came in and said, I need Kathy to show me through. He wanted to see that she was really the leader and not just a pretty face. She took him through, and he said he was very impressed with her and saw how smart she was and how, seriously she was taking this. And she's someone who's considered herself an entrepreneur since she was a little kid. For her, this is really a business and a passion.
Right. Now, being attractive, studies show, helps a career, but there is a tipping point, and being too beautiful could actually hinder a career. Did she share any stories about how being objectified and being too beautiful was something that she had to somehow battle against, or?
Absolutely. I mean, she's a very modest person, and she wouldn't put it that way, but that was sort of how I asked her about it. Do people take you seriously when you are, so sort of stunningly beautiful? And she said, it's hard. No matter what, when she walks into a meeting, she says often she'll walk into a meeting and someone will pull out an old Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Right.
I mean, can you imagine walking into a meeting and somebody says, hey, look at this picture of you in a bikini?
Right. Can you sign it?
Yeah. And then she has to overcome that. So she says she would like to walk in with her designs and her plans and just have that be the conversation, but that rarely happens.
Is there any stories that she shared of things that she's done to sort of divert that kind of attention, like maybe something having to do with public announcements, public speaking engagements?
She is very happy to work with the retailers who sell her goods, but she will not do ribbon cuttings. And the reason for that is that, she says she's tried it, and she'll go and do a ribbon cutting at a store, and inevitably, and this isn't her bragging, this is just the way it is, there'll be 30 older men there at the ribbon cutting who are there simply to get her to sign their Sports Illustrated. She sees her core customer as a very busy mom. And for that busy mom coming to that store and having to deal with, 30 old horny guys, like that doesn't help their shopping experience. She wants the experience to be for that busy mom. She wants that busy mom to be able to get into the store, do her shopping. As she puts it, and she's right, it's heroic for a mother with a little kid or several little kids to get to the store in the first place. Right. She doesn't want her fame and her notoriety as a swimsuit model to get in the way of that. So she simply won't do that anymore. She's happy to go to conventions and speak and, do things where it's a context of she's a business person, right, not a swimsuit model.
So she's telling you that it's a business issue for her that men are often mentally undressing her in business meetings, but she is using her swimsuit model career to her advantage, no?
From her point of view, she would say that her swimsuit model career was a divergence from what she really wanted to do, which was be a business person. But there's no denying the fact that it helped her get started in the business. Right. Look, someone came to her and said, I want you to put your name on this line of socks. No one's ever come to me and said, I want you to put your name on a line of socks. Yeah. Most entrepreneurs don't have that entree. But she says what she says to other women who say that to her, like, oh, you're so lucky, you have this past that you can trade on. She says, right, no, you're lucky. You don't have baggage.
Right.
You have a clean slate. That's what she says. I don't have a clean slate. I have to deal with this.
Do you consider her to be a role model for young women, young entrepreneurs?
I think definitely. She's somebody who, she's overcome a lot of things. One of the things that she says about her modeling career is that a lot of people said no to her, and a lot of people slammed the door in her face, and a lot of people, said horrible things about her.
Because
That's
she
the way
was a
modeling
model.
is. Yeah, and even because she wasn't a good enough model.
Right.
You know, or she was too fat, or she wasn't pretty enough. I mean,
Right.
that's life as a model.
Right.
That really made her tough. So when she went into business and she would call somebody and they would hang up on her or slam a door in her face, she would go back the next day. She was really used to rejection. And I think that's an important lesson for any entrepreneur, whether you're a woman or a man. You know, you're gonna be rejected.
Right.
You're gonna face obstacles. The measure of a true entrepreneur and a successful entrepreneur is overcoming those things.
Right.
So yes, she's a role model because she was able to use that toughness she got in modeling and apply it to her business now. And that's what she tries to communicate to other women who want to start businesses. It's a very important message that she tries to get across.